First. Fresh Art International presents Art Talk, conversations about creativity in the 21st century. I'm Kathy Bird, Fresh Art producer, and today I'm speaking with Joyce Scott, a visual and performing artist based in Baltimore, Maryland. Joyce is participating in Prospect 2, New Orleans, a biennial of international contemporary art that will be on view from October 22, 2011 to January 29, 2012. Joyce is going to talk to us about how she became involved in Prospect 2.
Well, Dan Cameron, the actual curator-director, was in Baltimore, and he and you, as I remember, visited me in my gallery, a Goya Contemporary, and he actually invited me to be in the exhibition. There he talked about my ability to, stretch and push what I do inside of the studio or inside of a gallery setting much further out. And since I'd done these large site-specific installations before, I saw this as a perfect opportunity to push myself at another time in my life, at a different era in my life.
Right. Well, it's very exciting for Baltimore to be represented at the biennial.
Yes, I think that's great, too.
It's fantastic because Baltimore's always, got this marginal identity, so you're bringing us in the forefront. And I've lived in Baltimore for a time now, and I realize how important your role is in Prospect 2.
Well, I thank you for that, and I can say that Baltimore is a city that's ripe, that's chock full of visual and performance literary artists, dancers, and who have real lives here. And like any other artist, we're also trying to work outside of our city. I actually gained any renown that I have outside of the city, and then came home to, I've always lived here, but then I got more time or more heat in the city after I'd shown and exhibited around the world a lot outside of this town. I can say that it's unfortunate because some people who view arts think that we are marginalized or squelched by our proximity to Washington, New York, and even Chicago, and that we're in that kind of dreaded triangle. It doesn't actually change the ability of artists to make really fine work.
For her Prospect 2 project, Joyce took Saint Veronica as her primary image and turned the saint into an African-American sage, a woman she calls Miss Veronica. Originally planned as an elaborate installation and performance in a desanctified Catholic church, the project was redesigned due to budgetary challenges.
So what I'm doing now is an exhibition at Tulane University in the Newcomb Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-person show, although we are in two different galleries. Nicolas Cage, his sound suits are one.
Wow.
And I have my exhibition, Miss Veronica.
Yes.
But in this exhibition, there'll be 39 different objects, from sculpture to prints. And on the outside, I got to retrieve one site-specific installation.
Excellent. Now, where is that going to take place?
Well, I tell you, it was going to be hanging from a pole on the outside of the gallery. And as we were working with the people, my installation people, that makes me sound much haughtier than I am. My people.
Very important, your people.
I was just there like, so we're going to put this pole, and I was just really like, I heard myself mumbling, but like, they have these enormous trees. So I said, why don't we just hang it from a tree? Dun, 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 dun. We all loved it. It was all fabulous hanging from a tree. Put me in a cherry picker now. Those of you who are listening don't understand that I'm a very large woman. So me going up on a cherry picker, that's going to be a whole drama within itself.
I'm looking forward. I wish I could be there for that.
Now, I'd already designed this piece of sculpture that it's not a person being lynched from a tree. It's a woman in a tree lynching a tree.
It's incredible. Joyce is known for her beaded art, but I've never seen anything at this scale.
It's very, very large. It's the largest thing of this exact type that I've done. And what I did was, as soon as I said, oh, of course, I'll put it in the tree, darling. I went home and thought, oh, no, because I have to now change it because I'm going to put it in a tree.
So did that mean you had to make it bigger?
I not only had to make it bigger because it was going to be farther away. So visually, for it to remain commanding, it would have to be larger. I'd have to think about how I was going to wrap it around a tree branch in contrast to a pole, which you can put on the ground or very close and make it, of course, very easy to work with. Well, now we have to go up in the cherry picker in a tree. I mean, I lost my mind. What we're talking about now is I designed this so that it would work. Also, it's done with these clear, translucent, shiny beads that get their color from the thread that's sewn into them. But that also means that they're going to glisten magnificently.
Amazing. So what is the scale of this woman?
When she is installed and body contorted properly, she'll probably be around 5.5 feet by 4 feet.
Right.
And then there'll be a tree.
How high up the tree?
At least 17 feet. The work on the inside is emblematic of what I do. I do a lot of work on beauty, but I also do a lot of work on social and political issues. So there'll be stuff. I'm doing a whole section called Still Funny about what humor is in regard to race and sex. Sometimes separately, sometimes together. If it's humor, if it's funny, is it still funny because it came out of different social and cultural, dilemma that we experienced in the 50s, 40s, 60s. Is it still funny? Can it be fun? Can we laugh at stuff that's dark and mean-spirited? Can it still be funny? I'm very proud of that exhibition. Then I have a second exhibition at Dillard University in their gallery called Tide Fit, and it is 6 very small pieces from a series that I've done called, and still working on, called Day After Rape. It's about the sexual objectification of women and how we are fodder or instruments in war. So there are little pieces about women like in Darfur and Bosnia who have been used as fodder in war. They are raped, they are killed, they're mutilated, they're left as signposts. And then there's a suite of prints that I did also. So that's going to be a very tiny, sweet exhibition. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to have a teaser show at Gallery I.O., which is Thomas Mann, a very famous jeweler. I love him and he's fabulous. He owns his own studio and his own gallery in New Orleans. He lives in New Orleans. And we're going to do a teaser show of the jewelry that I make. Some are my pieces, but there are other pieces that I'm doing collaboratively with 2 youngins, Shayna Croyce and Lauren Schott from Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And then there's one other thing, and that's the performance at the
I was going to ask
healing. It's a healing space, and in it, because there are lots of venues in it, like shops and other things, and there's something called Gallery Istanbul, which was a gallery that used to exist in the French Quarter and was very popular. Well, now they've opened it, and it's opening, I think, for P2. And this is one of those situations where I'm glad that I'm 62 and have the ability to change, to be a chameleon, and have spent years on the road as quite honestly, like a vaudeville cabaret performer, because I had built the idea and began writing the performance to do inside the church, which was a pristine area, and we would build the lighting for it, and the whole thing was different. Now we're going to be in a cafe setting that opens on the day in the afternoon of the entire opening.
The 22nd?
Yes. I've changed the performance very much because it really is meant now to be in a very different venue. I have 2 singers and a tuba player and a guitarist who will be my musical attendants and players. And this performance is really going to be on the rift or the relationship between contemporary men and women. Now, at 62, I thought that I wasn't going to do any more performances like this. I would just keep singing, because my last show, called Walk a Mile in My Drawers, yes, that was the name of it, was everything I wanted. I had a real director, a lighting designer. I got to do a CD.
Where did you do this?
We did this at the Theater Project here in Baltimore. We got an NEA grant, so we had enough money to produce a real show, and it was so much work. And I also haven't said that I have 2 rotten knees, so I'm performing with a cane. Oh my goodness. And that's a cane you walk with, not anything else that you're thinking about, you dirty-minded audiences. And so I thought, like, this will probably be it. But when this opportunity came,
how could you resist?
How could I resist it? And I had great grand ideas about the church. But now, thank God, I had all these years of performing as a solo artist, and with one of my partners was Kayla Wall, and we were the Thunder Thigh Review, and we performed lots of places, bringing back the cabaret, vaudeville kind of 2-person comedy. So you're
thrilled about this opportunity, no?
I'm thrilled that I'm ready to take the chance, because part of what can happen is that your spark wanes. You start thinking, well, I've done that for a really long time, and if I can't do what I want, then why am I killing myself? And so I had to reignite inside of me that idea that, but you've never done, but I have to see, I performed in New Orleans. I've done this. I've worked in New Orleans. So I thought, the Thunder Thighs worked there with Jimmy Wilson, who's a fabulous trumpet. I mean, we did a lot of things. I've already worked this. So how do you keep it interesting and hot for yourself? Well, I've never had the ability to talk and do this in 40 minutes, have 2 singers that and I always wanted a tuba player and a guitarist.
You got
it. That's the thing. That's what's getting me excited. The idea that I can do that one more time, and that it can be a quality presentation. That this is an international biennale, and that the people from around the world will be interested and, in fact, excited by what I do.
You ruined me. I was just a baby. You not yet a man. Who did that to you?